When you watch a football match, what do you see? Right? The big tackles, the incredible goals. But what if I told you the real game, the one that actually decides who wins, isn't the one you're watching? Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the unseen psychological war that unfolds on every single pitch. So, on one hand, you've got the game we all see and love, right? The incredible goals, the slick dribbles, the clever tactics. But running alongside all that, there's this other battle, a war you don't see. It's fought with lingering stares, little whispers on the field, and these displays of pure, calculated confidence. And trust me, this is often where the match is really decided. All right, so let's dive right in. Let's step onto this unseen battlefield. Because the most important fights, they're not happening on the grass. They're happening inside the players' heads. It's been said that the pitch is like a psychological chessboard. And honestly, that's the perfect way to put it. Every single gesture, every word, every glare, it's not just emotion. It's a calculated move. It's a tactic. It's all part of a plan to get inside the other guy's head. We're talking about pure, primal strategy here. And you know, if we're talking about grandmasters of this mental game, there's one name that just has to come up. Lothar Matthäus. This guy, wow, he wasn't just an unbelievable player on the ball, he was an absolute mastermind when it came to psychological dominance. I mean, just look at how he operated. He turned every single part of his game into a weapon. His leadership, it was a performance. When he made an interception, it wasn't just about getting the ball. No, it was a statement. It was him saying, I own this pitch. He'd even use his pre-match interviews as psychological jabs, planting those little seeds of doubt before anyone even stepped on the field. He was a complete architect of intimidation. Okay, so that brings us to the actual weapons of the mind. What are we talking about here? Let's break down the subtle arsenal that players use to get that all-important mental edge. It all really boils down to this one idea, gamesmanship. You've heard the term, right? It's the art of playing in that, let's call it a gray area. We're not talking about anything strictly illegal, but these are tactics designed for one reason, and one reason only, to mess with an opponent's head, break their focus, and get an advantage. And it's wild how a tiny, tiny moment can just snowball into something huge. Think about it. It starts with a little accidental foul in the first few minutes, barely anything. But what does it do? It disrupts the other player's rhythm. It plants a tiny seed of doubt. Now, fast forward to the 80th minute, that same player is about to make a crucial play, but for a split second, they hesitate. And that hesitation, that's the game, right there. And once you start looking for it, you see these tactics everywhere. You know, the defender who accidentally steps on a striker's foot just after the play is over. The goalkeeper who takes just one extra second on a goal kick to break the opponent's momentum. Or the team captain who's just constantly in the referee's ear. None of this is by chance. These are calculated moves. But here's the thing. It's not just about being the aggressor. It's also about being a great reader of people. The true masters of this stuff, they learn to read the invisible script playing out in their opponents' minds. They're like psychological detectives, out there on the pitch. So what are they looking for? They're scanning for tells, just like a poker player. They spot the winger whose shoulders slump after one bad cross. Boom, low confidence. They see the young defender who starts playing it safe after getting beaten just once. Yep, he's scared. They recognize the player whose frustration is just bubbling under the surface, and that player becomes a massive target. Being able to read these signs is just as crucial as being able to read a tactical formation. Okay, but this is a two-way street, right? If you can be attacked mentally, you've got to be able to defend yourself. So how do you do it? Simple. You build a mental fortress. It's all about learning how to absorb all that pressure and project this image of being totally unshakably resilient. So let's just quickly recap the attack. It's all about projecting dominance, right? Calculated provocations, physical intimidation that stays just inside the rules, and most importantly, showing a level of confidence that just seems unbreakable. So how do you defend against that? How do you build that fortress? Well, you make a mistake, you demand the ball again immediately. You get beaten by your opponent, you don't change a thing, you go right back at them. And the biggest one, when they try to provoke you, you show nothing, zero reaction. Because the second you react, you've lost. You give them absolutely nothing to feed on. And you have to understand, this isn't just about being stubborn. It's a strategic move. It's a clear, calculated message you're sending to your opponent. You're telling them that all their little mind games, all their provocations, they've completely, utterly failed. It's a power move. So where does all this fit into the modern game? Well, what used to be just raw player instinct has now become a full-blown coaching science.
This is where teams find their edge today. Yeah, think about it. In the past, this was the territory of those intuitive geniuses, the guys who just got it. But now, it's been formalized. It's literally part of modern coaching. It's taught in training sessions, and it's integrated right into the game plan, just like tactical formations and set-piece routines. And the level of detail on a modern tactical briefing is just incredible. We're talking about teams simulating hostile away game environments in training, blasting crowd noise over speakers. They practice exactly how to respond when provoked. They'll even pinpoint specific opponents to target mentally. And yeah, they absolutely coach what they call the dark arts of managing a game. But of course, as this all gets more scientific and, more deliberate, it brings up a really big question, doesn't it? Where are the ethical boundaries in competition? And this is really the heart of the debate. On one side, you have the edge, smart, tactical gamesmanship. But on the other side, you have the line. And when you cross it, you're in the territory of unethical manipulation. That line is super blurry, and people are arguing about where it is all the time. Ultimately, this is what it's all about. It's what separates the good players from the truly great ones. It's the ability to see what others can't, that invisible architecture of confidence, doubt, and fear. The teams and players who master this, who can build themselves up while tearing their opponents down mentally, those are the ones who end up with the trophies. So it leaves us with this one final question. Next time you're watching a match and you see a player masterfully getting inside an opponent's head, ask yourself, is that genius or is it just gamesmanship? And how you answer that, well, that might just say everything about how you see the beautiful game.